Welcome back, family. This is Rich from Team Ohana, and this is Sarah, the store manager here at Visions Games. You met her before, and we're getting her again, gracing our, but this time on a recording, not on a live stream.
Yeah.
She's joining for the final order cut of Books of Interest. And we picked a different backdrop because you know that this store is not just all comic books. They've got their Funkos and
Action figures.
Action figures.
Yep.
That's why she's the manager and I'm not. Behind. Maybe another time we do it, we'll move over there and we'll show you some of the Warhammer stuff and the paints and everything else. But yeah, we have a full list here, a big list of tabs here. Let me bring this up so you can see. There's more tabs than I'm used to having. We almost crashed the computer earlier. We got a little nervous because now I have additional input here. So we're going to be bouncing back and forth talking about the books. Picked out a few covers that she likes as well. So I like having other people's opinions so that way you're not just saddled with mine all the time.
We don't mind.
Oh. Okay, so we're going to get right into this list. And first one up on the list is the Falling in Love on the Path to Hell, #1, third printing. And we don't even have an image for this.
Nope.
But we are going to just mention it because, I forgot to give the criteria of what makes a book of interest.
Okay.
Now, we already said cool looking covers, but if we have a new #1, whether it's a one-shot, a limited series, an ongoing series, or anything, if I see a #1, I'm going to just try to point it out to you. If there's a multiple printing, like you just saw, of that #1, Void Rivals, number 10, thank you, for, a lot of people love collecting those multiple printings. Going to point them out when we see them. If there is a #2 of a book, maybe you were in your LCS last week and you picked up a book, you read it, you liked it, and this is your reminder, hey, there's a #2 is on the list. You might want to order it to continue the story. Once we pass 2, I'm not going to hunt you down and say, hey, look, all right, it's Batman number 747. Make sure you order it if you like that for number 746.
Yeah.
But #2s, I'll give you that little courtesy reminder. Cool art, which we have picked out a couple books this week.
For sure.
Absolutely. And also annuals, giant size, king size books. If you subscribe to a book like that Batman that I just mentioned, if you subscribe, you're going to get 12 issues for 12 months. You're not going to get your annuals unless you go on and order it separately. So if I see an annual, I'm just going to point it out. I'm not saying it's what hey, make sure you get it. None of these books are make sure you get it. Just they might be something you're interested in.
Yep.
And this is just a courtesy show. All right. And if you see anything that you know of on the list, hey, why didn't they talk about this as the first appearance of this character? Maybe we just didn't know it. Throw it in those comments down below because it doesn't only help us, it helps everybody who watches the channel and reads the comments.
Yep.
Okay. So help us out here. All right. So let's get back to where we were. We know that the Falling in Love on the Path to Hell #1 is on the third printing. So if you like multiple printings, go ahead and get it. We start getting rid of some of these tabs.
I know.
And I did do a sound check, so I already know that I can start deleting these without having to worry.
Awesome.
Lore Remastered, #2 of 3 from Image Comics. So if you liked Lore #1 and you like long legs, you might want to put this one on your pull list. I'm not even going to talk. You go for it, girl.
Saga comes out July 31st. It is the restarting, I guess you could call it, of this chapter of Saga, I guess.
This will be their 6th chapter, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of stopping and restarting and stopping and restarting.
Now, for those people who have never read Saga, where would you recommend that they start?
#1, obviously.
But you can get that as an image first.
You can get that as an image first, or how I started reading it was trade paperback.
And it's because the first printing is...
Yes,
it's up
it
there.
is. I own it, thankfully. Shout out to Logan. But it is much better and much more digestible in trade paperback form in mine.
Now, I will say that this is a mature book.
Very mature.
Don't want to leave this out for your first grader to read.
Or read around your first grader.
Okay.
I can say from experience, you don't want to read it around them at all.
I love this series. She gave me one of the image first, to read, and I have read all 66 books. I also purchased a #1 9.8 because I just wanted to have it for my personal collection. I am not into the nudie books.
Yeah,
I'm just not. And this has some scenes in it, but it's less like pornography and more like art.
It is. It's just an added piece to the story. It's not the stories about that, or it's a massive amounts of it. It's just whenever it makes sense, that's what it is.
Right.
It doesn't happen when it doesn't necessarily make sense. And there are certain things like the dragon and things like that are a little bit like, huh, that's a little weird, but it's done very beautifully. Yeah. In a way.
And there's nothing really that's off limits in this series.
Nope.
So
they talk about all of it.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm not going to say why or anything, but if I'm not mistaken, didn't you say you threw one of the trade paperbacks across the store?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's written so well that it makes you feel emotions, like actual emotions.
Oh, there were several times where I cried. And actually, one of the scenes, and you know which one I'm talking about. I'm not going to spoil it. When I read it, I went, she cried at that.
Yep. Oh yeah, and it's the way that Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples they mesh so well together with the story and the art. It's just like when you read the story, you're imagining what her art looks like. It's just like it goes well together.
So for those of you people who have been waiting for Saga to return,
finally coming back,
it's here, hopefully with a vengeance.
Yes.
So 12-year-old Hazel, here we go. I don't even want to close this tab.
I know. It's the most important one.
I'll make sure that you pre-order issue number 69 too, and look at the cover of it. It's fitting.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
It's great.
Firefly versus number 1, the cover A Mercado from Boom Studios for all you Firefly fans. There we go. We got a book for you.
Yep.
No other book are we going to talk about as much as
I was literally just thinking in my head, we were on Saga for quite a minute, and there was
it's worth it though. It's worth it.
It is.
I mean, when the book comes out once every year and a half, you gotta say, hey, guess what? Justice League of America number 1 that has the facsimile edition for all you fans. We're into DC Comics here now. Oh, here we go. Super Pets Special Bite Identity Crisis. Not the identity, but the bite identity. And we've got a dog cover.
The cutest thing ever.
We have a cat cover.
Yep.
And we have a Fleeks cover.
Yes.
Which shows you got not just dogs and cats, but cows and kangaroos and monkeys and squirrels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The whole animal universe.
Look at Bad Dog in the backward.
I love it. So cute.
So hopefully this, it's written by Tony Fleeks.
Oh.
Yeah, I see that. Written by Tony Fleeks, Alexis Casarano, Michael Conrad, Dan Walters, and Kyle Starks.
Huh.
So I don't know if this is a one-shot or a series. Hopefully it's if it's Identity Crisis, hopefully they did all 12 issues.
Yeah.
So we'll find out as they go.
Very cute series.
Moving into Marvel, we have Avengers number 17. Storm joins the Avengers.
Yep.
So remember, it's not just the number 1s. We're going to point out when we see something that may be a shift or a first appearance or something like that. So Storm joining the Avengers. This could be pretty decent. We have plus part 6 of Deadpool Wolverine weapon extraction. So if you're following that storyline, don't forget to get that. So we are going to talk about a couple other covers here for this.
That one's awesome.
This is the Corey Smith Coca-Cola variant.
Yep.
And I didn't even notice. Sarah pointed out that this is in a comic book store.
It is, and Iron Man is coming off of his comic, shooting or blasting.
Yeah,
at
I see it. I see it right here. And Falcon.
Yep.
Who must have taken the PIM formula to get small to steal the Coca-Cola.
It's a very interesting cover. I really like it.
But the cover I think that we like the best.
Yes.
J. Scott Campbell.
Yes.
Killing it here. Tell me an Infinity signature wouldn't look amazing on this.
It would.
Yeah. It would have to be right here in this purple area.
Here.
It's the only way it would show, but oh man, that would look great. So yes, Taylor Swift move over. Storm is here.
Yes, those Disco Dazzler variants are amazing.
And there are a few different Disco Dazzler covers. We're going to point out our favorites as we go through Marvel.
Yep.
We have Blood Hunters, number 1 of a 5-part series. Just in case you haven't had enough blood in the last few months.
There's more.
Yes, and there probably will be a blood-soaked version of this as a second printing.
The Kafu soaked variant.
Here we go. Doctor Strange, number 18, Disco Dazzler.
That is one of my favorites this week.
To me, this looks like Steranko crossed with Peach Momoko.
Yeah, it is gorgeous.
Because this just reminds me of the old Nick Fury, Agent of Shield, psychedelic covers that
like
they made.
psychedelic dream-like covers.
Yeah, but it's got the watercolor look to
I
it, which
love
makes
it.
me think Momoko.
Yep, it's gorgeous.
So Marguerite Sauvage, you killed it.
Mm-hmm.
Your
There's
turn.
another Disco Dazzler variant. This one, personally, this one's great. You got Hulk and roller skates. You can't get better than that.
Yes. And you've got the regular Dazzler in the background.
Oh, yeah. Looking fantastic.
But he doesn't have the purple sweatpants on. Now he's got a purple glitter outfit.
Yes. Sparkly Hulk.
Todd Knox showing that he is not just a headshot man.
Nope.
Spider-Man black suit and blood.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 of 4.
Seems
And
like it could be good.
yeah, there's a lot of blood-themed comic books.
There are. For sure.
Now we've got the Greg Land.
Which is a favorite, for sure. That one's one of the better ones.
I like it. I mean, I love that you see her lips, her hair, and her fingernails, which just makes me think of You Give Love a Bad Name from Bon Jovi. But I think overall, it's good.
It's good. I like that one.
That one is, I can't zoom in on this the way I should be able to for you. Everybody, please look up the Garson, Mr.
Garson.
Sorry, Mr.
Yes.
Garson variants, because his entire body in the black suit is made up of 300 Venoms.
Yep.
And the background's got 300 Red Suit Spider-Man. It is so in-depth and detail-oriented.
Yes.
And this is not the only Mr. Garson on this list.
No. Mr. Garson he's a great one.
So I can't say that this one is going to shoot up in value, but this is definitely one that you want to have in your collection.
Yep.
Okay, Spider-Man Reign 2, number 2 of 5. If you like number 1, you want to continue reading, there's your courtesy reminder.
Mm-hmm.
The Inquisitors.
Yes.
And you told me a fun fact about the Inquisitors number 1.
Number 1 sold out at the distributors.
So not just here in the store, but
Nope,
the distributor that supplies to everybody.
Yep.
They're gone.
They are on back order. They are not there.
So, did you guys sell it here?
We've got maybe 1 left.
You better hurry up.
I know.
So stores saw how quickly it sold, wanted to order more. Distributors don't have any more.
Nope.
So if you like the story, though, number 2 of 4 is coming out, so put it on your pull list.
Mm-hmm.
Thanos Annual, number 1, second printing. This is honestly the first time I remember seeing a second printing of an annual. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, nice cover.
It is a pretty good cover.
Yep.
Ooh, I didn't even realize it was one of the art. Sarah Pacelli does the interior art on that with LaRocca. That's got to be pretty good.
Yeah.
If you are a second printing fan,
There you go.
There you go. Speaking of multiple printings,
On the 7th printing.
yes, Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, 7th printing.
The Chichetto. People love the Chichetto covers.
I don't know if this era is going to be known as the multiple printing era or the variant era.
Yeah. Variant for sure.
Uncanny X-Men has a new book coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And what do we got? We got, is that Jubilee or, yeah.
Yeah. I
Could
think
be Jubilee. Gambit Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Is this all?
I actually have an art box of that right there. It shows you what it has like the picture on it. I don't remember who's on it.
Well, maybe we'll see from one of the other covers, which we do have. I know at least one more loaded up.
Yep.
Oh, there's your other Mr. Garson. Wow. Again,
Another good one.
Look at all the detail that goes in this.
You got to pull it up and zoom in on it.
The only thing is it doesn't let me.
No, they do.
Oh.
They need to zoom in.
I thought when you say you meant me, you.
Oh, no. You need to zoom
You.
in. You out there.
I'm off the hook. You're in trouble. Now, as many people as are on this, I don't know if it competes with. Oh, sorry. Let me just jump ahead real quick. The wraparound.
The wraparound is a
Scott
good
Koblish.
class photo.
Yeah. And it says right in the beginning, Professor X is gone. And my first thought was, because there was no room for him. So
Taking up the whole page completely wrapped around.
I'm going to jump back, though. We do have one last Disco Dazzler.
Lobo variant.
Yes. So if you just want to have your last possible chance of Taylor Swift, that's probably your best bet.
Yep. That's the closest you're going to get.
All right. So, we still have more. We have Wolverine Deep Cut number 2. So if you liked number 1, you want to continue reading, there's your courtesy reminder. Wolverine Revenge, number 1 of 5.
Mm-hmm.
So a 5-part series, art and cover art by Greg Capullo. And I think we're just going to be overly saturated with Wolverine. Saturated with Wolverine because of the Deadpool Wolverine movie.
It's everywhere, and it's going to continue for sure.
Yeah,
I think he's a good character, though. He's a character that's like, okay, I might give it a chance.
Yeah, but it's kind of like your favorite song, and it hits number 1. It's there for,
and
3 weeks. Of it. Yeah, and you don't want to hear it for years.
No, no longer your favorite song.
It's like peanut butter and jelly sandwich with grape jelly.
Mm-hmm.
Wolverine Revenge has a David Nakayama.
And it's a foil.
Yes.
That is going to look incredible.
And there is a art germ as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like your standard high-quality art germ. So I just say art germ Wolverine. You can picture it in your head what it's going to look like. And you're pretty accurate. There is a movie variant. And this is going to be, it says, actually, Final Order cut off now, but it says in shops August 21st. So this
after the movie.
Yeah, this is like 6-7 weeks out.
Yep.
By this point, the movie will already be winding down.
They're not letting you spoil nothing.
No.
But not even the look.
That is one of the iconic pictures, though, from the the trailer and everything else. So thank you for filling in those words for me.
That's an amazing cover. It's him as a shadow, and then Deadpool. That's great.
And I think after this point is where he picks them up and he puts the 3 clothes where I wouldn't want them.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'd want them anywhere, but
nowhere.
Moving into Independence, we have Banshees, number 1 of 5, second printing. We have Shark Comics.
Yes, Shark Comics.
Scout Comics, number 1 of Descent, Black Demon Tales Descent, and it has a
shark
on the cover.
Yes.
You can see that our prep was a little bit adventurous.
Yes.
We have Blade Runner, Tokyo Nexus, number 1 of 4. This is the cover A.
Mm-hmm.
It's a few different covers on this, but we didn't see any. I don't think we saw anything that really jumped out at us.
Not really.
This is a great cover. I love the use of the yellows and that light blue.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a Galaxy Battle of Universal City, number 1, and there is no image available, but it is a number 1 of a book from Black Mass Comics. So the best I can do is just show you that. So, can I scream or not? Can I?
Nah, maybe.
Can I scream number 1? This is the second printing from Keen Spot Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Cyberpunk 2077 Kickdown, number 2. If you liked number 1, this is your reminder for number 2. See, the tabs are starting to spread out a little bit more. Yes, finally. Now I'm less worried about crashing a computer. DOA Incorporated LLC.
Number 1.
Yeah. Number 1, the cover A from American Mythology Productions. They put out a few good storylines lately, especially like the monsters.
Yeah, it says the writer behind Willy's Wonderland and Beasts of Bower Boulevard. Willy's Wonderland was kind of interesting.
There you go.
Yep.
Right from the manager's mouth. Doctor Who, 15th Doctor.
Number 2.
This is number 2 of 4. I think there's all the different Doctors on different covers. Mm-hmm. This is the one that's on this week's Final Order cutoff. Okay, here we go.
Florida Man versus Hogzilla, number 1. Love it.
Yes. Now, I don't know anything about Florida Man. Never heard anything about it. I got a little bit of an education here, so I'm going to...
Yeah, Florida Man, I've never read it personally. It was very popular in the store whenever it was coming out before. It's kind of like a fun, maybe like redneck take on things. It's just...
You're always hearing like idiots in the news or morons in the news, and it's
this
like
is in the comics.
80% of the time it's in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
So
yes, and this is that in comic book form. And this time it's versus Hogzilla.
And
so it's this
Florida
massive
Man 2.
Hulk. Yes, Florida Man 2. Which I think there was Florida Man, and then there was Florida Man 2. And I'm not sure if they're different Florida Men, or is it a new season? I'm not sure. I think it's a new one. I'm not sure.
And for anybody that's watching this in Florida, I'm not saying people in Florida are morons.
They're just a little crazy.
Yeah, a lot of them are transplanted New Yorkers, and that will do it right there.
But yeah, it looks very interesting.
Now,
Hogzilla.
There's a couple covers here that were interesting. We got the nice homage here to Star Wars,
Army of Darkness.
I think the European Vacation, or National Lampoon Vacation.
Mm-hmm.
So this has been homaged a few times, and I do like the way this looks.
Yep.
So.
And you see Hogzilla on the bottom.
Oh, that's what's down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
At first I thought it was a hill, and I looked closer, I'm like, that hill has a face.
And this one is image coming soon, which we looked up.
Yes.
And it does look pretty good, but this is -1 FOC variant.
Yes. You have to Google it to find it.
It's on X.
X, yes.
Gotcha, man. Number 1 for the next book. We're going to need an expert over here.
Yes.
See, I told you.
We do.
Gotcha, man. Number 1. This is the second printing. So for you people that want to collect the multiple printings, and in case you didn't get a chance to pick it up when it first came out, Battle of the Planets cartoon from the 80s. This was where it all came from. Gotcha, man. And I'm going to hit pause. Okay, so the next book that's on the list is Grendel. Grendel, Devil's Crucible, Defiance, number 2. So if you liked number 1 and you want to continue reading it, make sure you put it on your list. But if you didn't read number 1, here's somebody who's going to tell you why you should.
Hey everybody, my name is Mark Edwards. I'm also someone who works here. Now, Grendel number 1 is a very interesting issue, mainly because if you're brand new to a character like Grendel, don't recommend getting into it at all. It takes place in the far future with Grendel Prime, which is the latest Grendel. Grendel itself isn't a singular person. He is...
I knew you got me interested.
It's more like, the mask?
Yeah.
It's kind of like it doesn't really matter who the person is. It's about the mask itself.
Now, the mask, not the way they did it in the movie, but the mask, the way they did it in the comic.
Yeah, the way in the comic, because in the comic,
he's so powerful in the comic.
I mean, Ibkiss, he wasn't really nobody for real. It was all about the mask. And the mask passed from person to person.
Right.
Same thing with Grendel. It's more of like an idea than necessarily the person behind it.
Okay.
But the most popular version of Grendel is Hunter Rose, the first one.
Okay.
Also, it's the creator's favorite. But in this story, he's going into the latest Grendel, which that Grendel has got a lot of in-depth character. He hasn't gotten, what am I trying to say?
Developed?
Yes, he hasn't been developed as well as the other ones have.
Okay.
Because purely because he's the newest one, not as popular as the other ones. But in this one, he's bringing it back. He's going back to Grendel Prime in the far future. He's coming back from space.
Okay.
He's back on Earth now. Grendel's completely outlawed. Anyone wearing a Grendel symbol, anything, it will be killed immediately.
Yeah, and I always thought that Grendel was a character. Now I'm getting an education myself. So I've never read a Grendel comic. Where do you recommend, whether it be a graphic novel or what story should I start with?
I recommend starting with the first ever Grendel story. I think it was 1989 when the first one came out with Hunter Rose.
Okay.
The first Grendel. It's mainly about him basically becoming a crime kingpin.
Okay.
It's more of an anti-hero kind of person.
So I should be looking for kind of a graphic novel or a trade paperback or something?
Novel.
Okay. I'm not looking at going out and spending a few $100s on a first print high quality book just to see if I like the character.
Yeah.
But there are reprints available of that?
No, not anymore. I mean, there are trades now.
Yeah.
But there aren't really any reprints of that anymore. There are no image first of Grendel.
Worst comes to worst, I could read it digitally.
Yeah.
But I try to at least make sure that my LCS gets a couple bucks or somebody's getting a couple bucks for a transaction of some copy of a book that I don't want to just do it digitally and just feel like I'm ripping off everybody in the industry.
Yeah. I completely understand that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you coming by and helping us out, man. That is a very firm handshake.
Oh, thank you.
To pause this so we can get Sarah back over here again. There it goes. Okay, so yes, she's back. She got her little break there so she could, breathe and go.
And eat a few bites of Waffle House.
I don't want to say it, but I'm looking at it like,
I'll be honest.
hash browns look good.
I'll be honest. They're a little cold, but they're good.
Yeah. Waffle House hash browns, I don't care what temperature they are.
Nope.
They're good.
Uh-huh.
Did you have them capped or anything?
Nope.
Or topped? No, see, I like.
Plain Jane.
I like getting the triple. I like getting with jalapenos, a little bit of chili, mushrooms, love it with mushrooms, and then I get some Tabasco and toss it on there,
For
and
me,
I'm good to go.
Add a little bit of salt. That does it.
I just don't like the cheese that they put it on it.
Yeah, I don't like. They just slap a slice of American cheese on top.
It's American cheese food. It's
That cheese on their eggs, though. That I'll eat.
I just don't like the cheese that they use.
Yeah, the American. It's not great.
But I mean, it's not even a good American.
It's not.
Everything else is good there. If you're a Waffle House fan, I'm not
Yes.
hitting them down. Wait, we're supposed to be talking about comic books.
I know.
All right.
Focus.
All right, Grendel, we're done with you, and we're moving on to the Kosher Mafia, number 1 of 5 from Mad Cave Studios. Oh, the tabs are starting to get a little bit long in the tooth there.
Can actually read them now.
Yes. Man, Goat, and Bunny... you do it.
Man, Goat, and Bunny Man. Beware the Pigman number 2.
This is your reminder. If you like number 1 and you liked me stuttering over reading this for the number 1 4 weeks ago,
Yeah.
go right ahead. Just remind it. Number 3, I'm not reminding. I'm not going to try to read that again. Oh, goodness gracious.
That is a nice cover.
For Man, Goat, and Bunny Man, Beware the Pig Man, number
There you
2
go.
of 3, the cover C.
Yes. Love the colors.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
Dark Horse Comics has a new one called Midst, number 1.
Address unknown.
Yes, that's what it says there. We got a plane flying through, looks like Arizona or
I don't know.
Mission Appleseed, number 1 from Scout Comics. And I saw a couple different print versions of this, but they all look like the same cover to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nightclub 2, number 1. So
Yep.
if you guys liked Millar's story from a year and a half ago, because it came out in December of 2022, and hopefully everybody also ordered the Timo Hana and Syndicate comic exclusive that we had. Judging how many copies we have left over, you didn't.
Not a lot of I would like one of those, maybe.
I'll have to see if I can buy one for you.
I would possibly like a copy.
We'll see what I can do. Yes.
The Pedestrian.
The Pedestrian, number 1 from Magma Comics. And I swear the first thing I thought of for this was Handyman from In Living Color. So if you've seen it, you know it. I think it's a symbol on his chest because Handyman had it looked like the same suit, but it had a wheelchair there. So
it's giving me Spot energy. You know, Spot from like the new, how he was like real clunky at the beginning, and he was like, I don't know why. I look at that and I see the Spot.
I got you. I know, I see it.
Yeah.
We go from one extreme to the other.
Yeah,
We've got Snaps, number 1 from Dark Harbor. This is a version of Scout Comics. And that cover looks very, very disturbing. It really does.
I might have nightmares about that. Stabbity Bunny. Love that cover.
Yes. So I don't know. There's a lot of Stabbity Bunny fans out there. Scout Comics has a news. I don't know if it's a one-shot or what, but number 1's coming out in shops August 7th. Expect to see those up on that wall.
Oh, yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Night Watcher, number 1, 40th anniversary for all you TMNT fans out there. I have another way to extract another $4 from your bank account.
Tiny Tina's Wonderland, Land of Giants, number 1.
From Dark Horse Comics.
So cute.
Yeah, but Dark is so cute, but from Dark Horse, it makes me worry.
Yeah.
I just worry.
Might be interesting.
I just wonder when we're going to have the next Stray Dogs book that somebody think is cute, and
then they open it and they're like,
it's giving kids nightmares.
Yeah.
And the last book on our list is the Wonderland Return to Madness, number 2 of 3. So if you like number 1, and judging from the cover, I don't know why you wouldn't.
Another beautiful cover.
Yes, it is another beautiful cover.
Gorgeous.
And I may point out number 3 if as a cover of interest in 4 weeks. We'll see how it is. But Zenoscope Entertainment rounds it out for us, not only with the last alphabetically in comics, but last alphabetically in publishers.
Yes.
And that equals the end of our books of interest for the final order cutoff. Oh wow, it was a really good list this week. Get myself back up here. I'm going to really quickly mention, if you have been following the channel lately, you know that Garrett Wilson, also known as Stinker Buns, has started a fundraiser to try to raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. It's going to be running through to August 2nd, and you will find the link to this in the description, a clickable link, but it's going to look just like this. So anybody within the sound of my voice, if you want to help, not just immune deficiency, but help one of the main supporters of this channel. He's both a longtime Patreon and YouTube member. He actually donates a lot of books for us to give back to you guys as a public. Really appreciate it if you did. And please don't forget to always make sure that you subscribe to Rob's Fat Sacks of Comics and the Comic Vet and support Comics Curing Cancer. We get that auction coming up soon in October. It's going to be here before you realize it. All right, so that is it, guys. We're going to wrap this up. Have anything else you'd like to add, dear?
No, I think I've talked enough.
Never. Because I'm going to end this, and now I'm going to be able to continue talking. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and click on those notifications so you know when more videos are dropping. Until we see you in the next video. Mahalo.